Hello and welcome to The Big Fight, coming to you live from New Delhi. Well, it's been quite an interesting week in politics, hasn't it? First, Parliament gets disrupted because the opposition wants a resignation of 2 ministers. Then, the Congress party wins in Karnataka, Parliament is adjourned, and then, shortly after that, both of those ministers resign. Now, what does all of this mean for us? What does this mean for national politics? That's what we are here to find out, and we've got a fantastic panel with us. Sanjay Jha, who's been defending the Congress party really vigorously, if that's the word, Sanjay, all week long. So it's great to have you here in the studio to do that. Prashant Bhushan, on the back of whose efforts a lot of these scandals really came to the fore. So Prashant, it's fantastic that you could join us. Mukul Rohatgi, senior advocate of the Supreme Court. Krishan Kaushik, staff writer at Caravan magazine, who's written a lot on the Attorney General and on others. So great that you could be with us. And Meenakshi Lekhi, who has been on the other side of the battle with Sanjay Jha on many occasions. Meenakshi, you will notice we have separated you this time, spatially in no
Fantastic.
other way.
Strategic, I would call it strategic position.
There's a strategic gap out here. Gurudas Dasgupta, Lok Sabha MP from the Communist Party of India, is going to be joining us very shortly from Kolkata. But let me start with the basic question. Sanjay, if you had to ask these 2 ministers to go, and it obviously seems that you did have to ask them to go, why wait, have the disruption of Parliament, all of this building up, and then you ask them to go? It could have been done in a more graceful and a more statesman-like manner earlier.
Vikram, in all honesty.
Or did it really require Sonia Gandhi to step in?
No, let me put the record straight. In all honesty, you do not orchestrate or manipulate resignations of ministers who are holding pivotal positions. I mean, a lot of the issues that made Mr. Bansal resign, I mean, people made a lot of hue and cry about the fact that why did he take 6 days? It could have been 2, it could have been 7. It all depends upon the stage of investigation. It all depends upon at what point does the minister himself possibly wants to take a call. If you read the first statement that Pawan Bansal made, he said, I want an expeditious investigation of this matter by the CBI. Even Mr. Ashwani Kumar's resignation, I mean, let me tell you that it is very technical in nature, and even though he is resigned, at this point, none of them are guilty. Nobody is being convicted. Nobody is being interrogated. These are decisions which are taken in the course of events as they flow past. But you raised a pertinent point. I want to bring it up right at the very beginning.
Can I just get opening
comments? One last point. The paralysis in Parliament, I believe, is a bigger challenge than any policy paralysis that the country had. And to my good friend Meenakshi Lekhi, if I can use the word friend, it's a Lok Sabha, it's not Lok Sabha, it's not Block Sabha. You've got to let the Parliament run no matter what the issues are. Okay. The food security bill, for example, has got nothing to do with investigations of a minister.
Okay, we did debate this, Meenakshi, right here in this forum last week, so I'm not going to take you through all of that again. Can I ask you now, is the crisis over or is the crisis only just beginning?
It is just the beginning, because the
You made 2 demands, they've accepted those 2 demands.
No, that's great that at least we have achieved this much, but this is just the beginning. Why was this demand raised in the first place? This demand was raised because we wanted to reach the conclusion as to where the money trail lies, how these distribution of coal blocks have happened, what really is the issue behind corruption, who actually was being protected by Ashwani Kumar and the likes. So the real issue is that. And in case of Pawan Kumar Bansal, again, the issue is far deeper, far greater. The web of companies, I think the Corporate Affairs Ministry needs to start investigating serious fraud investigation into his deals. So
okay.
Under these circumstances, these are just the beginning. These 2 demands we raised for the simple reason that at least for the functioning of Parliament, grant this so that we can move on. But
okay.
That came post the session was over. So I think somewhere there was a strategy by the Congress not to allow Parliament to function.
Okay. Prashant, you've of course done a lot of work on this. Now, there was a certain perceptible feeling perhaps in government circles since yesterday that, look, we've accepted these 2 demands. Now, at least for a moment, the crisis is going to be behind us. How do you see it panning out? If I could just ask you that first question before we get into further detail.
See, the resignations have not come because of any standard of morality which the government or the Congress party is supposed to be practicing, because by the same standards of morality, if there are any standards of morality which have been used here, the Attorney General should have been asked to go, The two joint secretaries in the PMO and the coal ministry should have been asked to go, and the question, and the larger question that should have been asked was, who were these people trying to protect? Because the Supreme Court said that they were trying to change or doctor the heart of the report, which dealt with the whole system of coal allocations, which said that there was no system in place at all, no records were kept, the allocations were being made totally arbitrarily. And that issue goes to the heart of the Prime Minister's door, right to the Prime Minister's door. So, all these people, two joint secretaries, the Attorney General, the Law Minister, were all trying to doctor that part of the report which essentially dealt with the role of the Prime Minister. And therefore, the question arises, why would they do that? And that is why it seems that the Prime Minister was very reluctant to allow them to go, and till now he has not even asked the Attorney General or these two joint secretaries to go.